Hi everyone, in this video we're going to review how to search Passport GMID, one of the library's business databases. If you're in the Business 100 guide on the homepage with the big picture overview, when you scroll down to types of sources, you'll notice that Passport GMID is greenlit for looking at country information, demographics, trade stats. There could also be industry profiles, company profiles, and consumer information. So this is the Passport GMID database that we're going to explore. You'll find the link for this database under Key Resources, down in the About Company Profiles section. It's the third link here. I've already opened up the database. You will likely be prompted to log in to the database if you have not logged in already. You will also be given a page about accepting the terms and conditions and privacy, as well as a page that says, you're using this for school purposes only and not for other purposes. You'll notice at the top of the page here, we have a variety of topics and tabs. We are going to explore industries, companies, consumers, and economies today. As we said, it can cover company information. To find company information, you'll click on the Companies tab. This is a pretty big database and there's a lot of information. It's slated a little bit differently than some of our other databases, so you might have to look around a little bit to notice if something is a link or not. On this page, I can type in my company name. We're going to continue with our example of Starbucks. And as I can see, there is a link for that here, which probably means I will have a report. On this page, you'll notice Starbucks Corp. There's no profiles. Over here, they're on the right. So they put Starbucks under the consumer food service grouping, and I'll see over here a global company profile. Some of your companies might have global profiles. They might just have American profiles or specific to a particular country, depending on where your corporation operates. I'm going to click on the company profile here and show you what that looks like. This company profile is going to have more of a PowerPoint style of a format. Here it is. You'll notice the title is in bold here. Underneath it tells you it's a global company profile and the date it was published. So this is from June 2024, already over a year old. So again, this is why we show you multiple places to look for company information, as the dates of these reports may vary. You can scroll through the slide deck here to see what you are looking for. There will be lots of graphs, information on the side. If you would like to perhaps use some of this information or one of these graphs, that's, your choice with your report. Over on the left, you can see the table of contents. So if you wanted to jump to something, for example, the global footprint, if you're talking about, company sales or regional breakdown, if we're explaining where this company operates, for example. Maybe you need to explain some strengths for your SWOT. So the loyalty program, it's key for them, for example. So lots you can sort of take a look at on the table of contents side here. Above the table of contents, you'll notice some little icons. You can download this report. You can print it if you want. I've never made a link and saved to my content, as I don't log in with an account, but you can create a URL, a link for your citations here as well. If you search for your company and you don't find a report like this, I'll just highlight you may need to look at, I'm just going to type in, I know Starbucks has a company report, but if there's no report here or no profile, you may just need to click on the company dashboard and take a look there and see if some information shows up for you. In addition to company information, there's also information about consumers in this database. So I'm going to click on the Consumers tab. It gives me a drop-down menu here to even more options. I'm going to choose Consumer Lifestyles. Perhaps this is really important for the social conditions. If you're doing a pestle analysis about that, you want to learn a little bit more about what people are interested in and how that relates to your company. My apologies, I clicked too quickly. What I meant to tell you was on this last page, we are under the consumers lifestyles section of this database, in the middle, this box that says latest reports, we want to view all the reports. So I'm going to click on that button. So sorry for jumping over that. Now on this page, we're getting a list of the latest reports. So they are in date order. So the newest one will be at the top. You could start looking right here, or you can get a little bit more specific with the options on the left side here. You'll notice some drop down menus. So I know Starbucks it's based in the US. So perhaps I want to look here. Maybe I want a world report because Starbucks is a big global brand. I'll just click USA for now, for example. And I just want to, if you would like, you can also select categories and topics. I just want to make sure it is still on lifestyles. And so the latest report is from June 2025. It's consumer values and behaviors in the US. Perhaps that's really important for me. Perhaps the impact of consumer income and expenditure is more of a report. This one's an opinion piece, but a piece I want to read, lifestyles in the States, June 2025. So up to you if there's a report that really speaks to you. If so, you'll click on the title and then you'll be brought to the report. And same as a company profile, it will appear in the middle. You have your table of contents, download, and link options here. But perhaps this is something we are interested in for our PESTEL or our SWOT analysis, is learning a little bit more about consumer values and behavior in the States. In addition to finding information about the company and consumers, you can also find information for economies here. So if you click on the economies tab, I would then select economy, trade, and finance as our narrower focus here. So in addition to the other two searches, we're also going to, within the economies page, look at the latest reports. So I'll click on view all under that. And then again, we have a list of reports that are coming up here. You'll notice economy, finance, trade Egypt, trade Italy, the Philippines. So this is one that I definitely think geographies is going to have an influence on. Again, you could do world, Starbucks is global, US. I just want to see Canada is an option here. I'm just going to click Canada to show people that this does exist. And I'll just make sure we're still looking at the economy, trade, and finance. So there's a pest analysis for Canada. It's from 2024, which is a bit older, but what could you use there potentially? Maybe this one, economy, finance, and trade for Canada in 2024. This is a country report. If I need to know what's going on out there, again, maybe opportunities or threats or the political or economic environments and conditions that might have an influence on my company here, for example. A country risk analysis, financial pressures, these types of things. But again, paying attention to the date, which you'll find under the title of the report. So paying attention to that. The last section I want to show you is the industries section of this database. So if you know the industry that your company works under, I think Starbucks was the food service. So I'm going to go to services, consumer food service. And then it's loading. Again, under here, I would maybe select the latest reports under the food service industry. As it loads this page, you'll notice the latest are popping up, so August 2025. But then we have, restaurant brands, McDonald's, Domino's, cafe bars in Morocco. So rather than just looking at everything, we could again select geographies. I think I will do the states this time. And our category is consumer food service. We just want to make sure that those things are highlighted in our search, right? And so March 2025, we have policies that are threatening higher costs and labor shortages. And that's an opinion piece. There's a country report for the state of consumer food service in the US from February 25. I'm just going to click on this. See the type of report that comes up. So here's a summary. This is what's going on. Here's some trends. I think I saw the word Starbucks come up here. If I do a control find and I type in Starbucks, There we go. I'll notice I can find it's highlighted all the instances where Starbucks appears within this report, right? Right? Boycotts labor disputes and Starbucks. Okay. What else do we have in here about Starbucks? Companies such as Starbucks loyalty is a hot topic. The competitive landscape for cafes and bars had a poor year. Interesting. So this might be something I want to look at in terms of my industry and a report for this. Again, you have the option to download and create the link to get back to this. If you have questions about using the Passport GMID database or working on your Business 100 report, finding research, please let the library know.